U2 plus Sod and H2O2, oxidation of copper, reduction of superoxide. The protein hemocyanin is the oxygen carrier in most mollusks and some arthropods such as the horseshoe crab, Limulus polyphemus. 173. Because hemocyanin is blue, these organisms have blue blood rather than the red blood of iron-based hemoglobin. Structurally related to hemocyanin are the lacases and tyrosinases. Instead of reversibly binding oxygen, these proteins hydroxylate substrates, illustrated by their role in the formation of lacas. 174. The biological role for copper commenced with the appearance of oxygen in Earth's atmosphere. 175. Several copper proteins, such as the blue copper proteins, do not interact directly with substrates, hence they are not enzymes. These proteins relay electrons by the process called electron transfer. 174. A unique tetranuclear copper center has been found in nitrous oxide reductase. 176. Photosynthesis functions by an elaborate electron transport chain within the thylakoid membrane. A central link in this chain is plastocyanin, a blue copper protein. Chemical compounds which were developed for treatment of Wilson's disease have been investigated for use in cancer therapy. 177. Nutrition. Copper is an essential trace element in plants and animals, but not all microorganisms. The human body contains copper at a level of about 1.4 to 2.1 milligrams per kilogram of body mass. 178. Absorption. Copper is absorbed in the gut, then transported to the liver bound to albumin. 179. After processing in the liver, copper is distributed to other tissues in a second phase, which involve S protein ceruloplasmin, carrying the majority of copper in blood. Ceruloplasmin also carries the copper that is excreted in milk, and is particularly well absorbed as a copper source. 180. Copper in the body normally undergoes enterohepatic circulation, about 5 milligrams a day, versus about 1 milligram per day absorbed in the diet and excreted from the body, and the body is able to excrete some excess copper, if needed, via bile, which carries some copper out of the liver that is not then reabsorbed by the intestine. 181. 182. Dietary recommendations. The U.S. Institute of Medicine, IOM, updated the estimated average requirements, years, and recommended dietary allowances, RDAs, for copper in 2001. If there is not sufficient information to establish years and RDAs, an estimate designated adequate intake, AI, is used instead. The AIS for copper are 200 g of copper for 0–6-month-old males and females, and 220 g of copper for 7–12-month-old males and females. For both sexes, the RDAs for copper are 340 g of copper for 1–3 years old, 440 g of copper for 4–8 years old, 700 g of copper for 9–13 years old, 890 g of copper for 14–18 years old, and 900 g of copper for ages 19 years and older. For pregnancy, 1000 g. For lactation, 1300 g. 183. As for safety, the IOM also sets tolerable upper intake levels, ULs, for vitamins and minerals when evidence is sufficient. In the case of copper, the UL is set at 10 mg/day. Collectively, the IS, RDAs, AIS and ULSA are referred to as dietary reference intakes. 184. The European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, refers to the collective set of information as dietary reference values, with population reference intake. PI, instead of RDA, and average requirement instead of IA. AI and UL defined the same as in United States. For women and men ages 18 and older, the AIS are set at 1.3 and 1.6 mg/day, respectively. AIS for pregnancy and lactation is 1.5 mg/day. For children ages 1-17 years, the AIS increase with age from 0.7 to 1.3 mg/day. These AIS are higher than the US RDA's. 185. The European Food Safety Authority reviewed the same safety question and set its UL at 5 mg/day, which is half the US value. 186. For US food and dietary supplement labeling purposes, the amount in a serving is expressed as a percent of daily value, %DV. For copper labeling purposes, 100% of the daily value was 2.0 milligrams, but as of the 27th of May, 2016 it was revised to 0.9 milligram to bring it into agreement with the RDA. 187, 188. A table of the old and new adult daily values is provided at reference daily intake. Deficiency. Because of its role in facilitating iron uptake, copper deficiency can produce anemia-like symptoms, neutropenia, bone abnormalities, hypopigmentation, impaired growth, increased incidence of infections, osteoporosis, hypothyroidism, and abnormalities in glucose and cholesterol metabolism. Conversely, Wilson's disease causes an accumulation of copper in body tissues. Severe deficiency can be found by testing for low plasma or serum copper levels, low ceruloplasmin, and low red blood cell superoxide mutus levels. These are not sensitive to marginal copper status. The cytochrome C oxidase activity of leukocytes and platelets has been stated as another factor in deficiency, but the results have not been confirmed by replication. 189. Toxicity. Gram quantities of various copper salts have been taken in suicide attempts and produced acute copper toxicity in humans, possibly due to redox cycling and the generation of reactive oxygen species that damage DNA. 190, 191. Corresponding amounts of copper salts, 30 mg/kg, are toxic in animals. 192. A minimum dietary value for healthy growth in rabbits has been reported to be at least 3 ppm in feed. 193. However, higher concentrations of copper, 100 ppm, 200 ppm, or 500 ppm, in the diet of rabbits may favorably influence feed conversion efficiency, growth rates, and carcass dressing percentages. 194. Chronic copper toxicity does not normally occur in humans because of transport systems that regulate absorption and excretion. Autosomal recessive mutations in copper transport proteins can disable these systems, leading to Wilson's disease with copper accumulation and cirrhosis of the liver in persons who have inherited two defective genes. 178. Elevated copper levels have also been linked to worsening symptoms of Alzheimer's disease. 195, 196. Human exposure. In the U.S., the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, has designated a permissible exposure limit, PEL, for copper dust and fumes in the workplace as a time-weighted average, TWA, of 1 mg/m3. 197. The National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, has set a recommended exposure limit, REL, of 1 mg/m3, time-weighted average. The IDLH, immediately dangerous to life and health, value is 100 mg/m3. 198. Copper is a constituent of tobacco smoke. 199. 200. The tobacco plant readily absorbs and accumulates heavy metals, such as copper from the surrounding soil into its leaves. These are readily absorbed into the user's body following smoke inhalation. 201. The health implications are not clear. 202. See also. Copper in renewable energy. Copper nanoparticle. Erosion corrosion of copper water tubes. Cold water pitting of copper tube. List of countries by copper production. Metal theft operation Tremor. Anaconda Copper. Antofagasta plc. Codelco. El Bolio Mine. Grasberg Mine. References.
Good. So let's stop the video so we can keep the video in 2 parts. It's 10 p.m. I have a little bit cola left, just but I will start to upload this. No, I don't think the boiler should be in copper. Not pure copper, because copper is when copper is in contact with other metal, it corrosing like stainless steel or anything. Probably it should be brass or stainless steel, but I'll read about it later. Brass and bronze and stainless steel. But now I will stop the video.